Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in again. You know, that last one that I recorded regarding the SEAL team recovery went pretty well, I thought. So I decided to do another one, this time with the Masum Ghar MEDEVAC. Flown about the same time, but it's actually a different pilot. My friend Doug was flying it, to be honest. He has a little bit of a reputation he had a bit of a reputation of flying pretty low and pretty fast. And you can see he's doing that to get across the open desert here. And Masum Ghar is was a strategic outpost just west of Kandahar and just north of the Red Desert. So he's basically closing the gap between Kandahar and the outpost of Masum Ghar, which is on that rising terrain there out at 11 to 12 o'clock. He's flying low level, trying to get the last words from the control party in the landing zone as far as the patient status goes. And he's coming up on some rising terrain, which he's going to bunt over, which is a tactical way of losing altitude once you clear a ridgeline. It's like a ridgeline crossing. So here he goes with a pretty aggressive bunt, get a rate of descent going to get back down low level. And his wingman's following him while he's going. You see they come up on I think that's a camel that he just flew over, actually. And then there's a sheep herder out here with his goats and sheep. And then he starts to get into a little bit of a populated area. You can see the hill that Masum Ghar is sitting on is out there at about 12 o'clock, maybe 10 miles. Little mud huts that the Bedouins inhabit. Those things move around all over the place. So basically he's flying low to avoid the zap zone, which is an area where you're most susceptible to getting hit by small arms, RPGs, or manpads. And he's trying to limit the exposure time that he has to any ground threats by flying low and fast. And he's about 50, 60 feet here, going across these walled compounds. Thankfully there weren't many power lines or towers out there to run into. Okay, you can start to, on the pyramid point there of the hill, you can start to pick out the observation post, the watchtower, and then there's the comms tower. They'll basically clear this little ridge line and kind of stand it right on its edge, bleed off all the airspeed, and he's going to fly right over the landing zone. There it is, in gray gravel. He's going to do a low approach in there, get eyes on the landing zone, make sure that it's secure. And he's clearing the way for his wingman Chuck 2 to go in there and do the exfil. I imagine it was only a patient or two. Could have been urgent surgical, could have been urgent medevac. So he's breaking off and he's going to go set up a blocking position to the north here and watch this road, this line of communication. It's pretty low out here, scanning the ridge lines, scanning the tree lines, and you can see all the dust kicked up by his wingman on approach into the landing zone. It's about a mile away, and now he's coming back in to check on wingman on the ground, make sure he's on the ground safe. And really flying tactically out here, remaining unpredictable, flying low level, but looking in each one of these tree lines to make sure there's no approaching Taliban or enemy. He even goes out over the river here a little bit. This is the same river that goes up northeast to Arghandab where we did that SEAL recovery, about 15 miles from here. He's back over the little city of Masum Ghar, and then he's setting up to clear final approach into the landing zone. He won't actually go and land, but he'll make sure that his wingman takes off and gets going appropriately. Yep, he's coming up on his tail. You can see, oh, that's a good shot of the landing zone and the fob there of Masum Ghar. We'll bring it back around one more time. And then I think that's about the time that his wingman is calling 30 seconds, getting ready to pull pitch and get out of the LZ. And Doug will bank it around here just to cover him when he's most vulnerable on takeoff. And there he goes, coming into 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock now. I think he kind of overshot a little bit, and his wingman is going to hop the ridgeline. He's going to make a nice left turn. You get some real nice footage of this terrain here going around it. So pretty good coverage with the wingman. The formation is split now, so that's not ideal, but Doug's going to do everything he can to get the formation back together. Yeah, he's flying pretty low, pretty hard here. And we did that. We treated every medevac like there was a potential for troops in contact, like we would for the potential to take contact or at least get shot at or shot up. There's another aircraft on a subsequent rotation going into Fob Jackson, flying above 300 feet. They got hit, crashed. Not a pretty sight. So, not sure what their tactics were dictating, and we treated every mission like there was the potential, like it was a potential engagement. That's it. So he's out. No rounds expended. Safely recovered a couple of patients from Masum Ghar, and now he's headed back to Kandahar to reset alert. I'll just let the rest of this video roll. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Stay tuned for more videos like this. I think the narration is working out pretty good, but you guys let me know what you think in the comments.